Hey everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back with a Pixie hairstyling tutorial, and this time I wanted to show you guys one that's one of my recent favorites, and that is kind of like a take on the Pompadour. It's a very old style, and it's become new again, and then it becomes old and becomes new. It keeps going in and out of style, but I wore this the other day and my family loved it, and they also said it looks a little bit like Elvis too, so if you like something that's a little funky and you just want to dress up an outfit and look, a little different than normal, this is a good one for you. So I'm going to tell you guys the tools that you will need to create this hairstyle. It is a very simple hairstyle. You're just going to need a blow dryer, a brush, some mousse. I'm currently using the Herbal Essences Naked Volumizing Souffle. And then you're also going to want a hairspray at the end because this hairstyle definitely needs something to kind of hold it and keep it there all day. I'm using the Catwalk TG Work It Medium Firm Hold Working Hairspray. I found this on clearance for $3.50, so definitely love this. It's one of my favorites and I would recommend it highly. So the first step is you're going to start with wet hair, and you're going to go ahead and create a very deep side part. You can pick whichever side you prefer, but you're going to try to keep it more, instead of normal parts maybe on the side or here, you're going to make it as far to one side as possible, and then you're going to comb it over and create like a really sharp line. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So you're just going to create a very sharp line and make sure that you comb over the hair the direction that you want it to go, and then the hair that's remaining, you're going to want to kind of tuck that down and away, because on both sides actually you're going to want the sides to be kind of closer to the head. You're going to get most of the interest in the hairstyle from the top portion of it, and then on the back it is going to want to go towards the direction you combed it. Try to make it so that it has a kind of a little bit of height in the back as well. So after you've done the part, you're going to want to go ahead and get some mousse and kind of apply it to your hair. I usually do a little bit on the sides and most of it on the top and the back as well. So about probably that much. And just make sure you get it in at the roots as much as possible. So the next step that you're going to do is blow dry. My strategy usually is to go in and blow dry the sides a little bit and make sure that I keep them very kind of smooth and downwards. And the back as well, on the bottom portion, I try to keep that smooth and closer to the head. When I get to the top section here in the back, I'm going to actually use my fingers and kind of lift it straight up at an angle, so that way it gets a little bit more height, and then I can smooth it backwards a little bit. So the most important part for blow drying on this is if you can actually get the back to have a little bit more volume. If you have hair that actually stays in place, if you just let it air dry on the sides and the back, I would recommend it. On the sides just a little bit. As long as it's kind of tucked in and down, you're going to achieve that hairstyle. So if you don't want to risk any extra damage, then you can always leave it like that. So for the top section, you're just going to want to make sure you keep this as very smooth as possible. So I have that deep part here, and I'm just going to make sure that on this side I'm combing it over. And then when we get to the front, we're going to actually do the opposite. We're going to comb this kind of upwards and back just slightly. So it creates kind of a little like bump or ridge in the front. And as you can see, even with it wet, you can still get some height. So I'm just going to go ahead and blow dry it. I'm going to smooth this side up a little bit and also over. And in the front, I'm going to work it this direction up and then back and over. So once you get it done, you're gonna probably have to play with it just a little bit so you can get it exactly how you want. So for me, the hair on the sides by my ears is a little bit longer, so I have to actually tuck that back to still get that kind of smoother look. But if you have a shorter pixie on the side, this will be really super easy for you to do. And on the top, you may have to play a little bit. This is a good thing with mousse. You can kind of play with it a little bit to get the exact shape that you want. And then once you have the shape achieved, then you can go ahead and use some hairspray and just spray it all over your hair, and that way it kind of locks it in place. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use some hairspray. And probably the most important part to hit is just that front section and this section right here, because that's the area that's most likely to move around. The nice thing about it is you can kind of play with it a little bit. If you want it to be a little bit taller, you can always kind of poke it a little bit from the back, and it kind of gives you a little bit extra volume. You know, they used to achieve this by kind of, you know, ratting the hair backwards at the bottom, but you can just use mousse and get kind of the same result with a pixie. And this is the finished result. I hope this tutorial makes it a little bit easier for you to play around and, you know, do something fun and different with your hair. And if you guys are, you know, wanting to change it up even a little bit more, you can take a bandana, just like a plain bandana, and roll it so that you actually get it into like kind of a headband shape. And then all you have to do is apply it to the bottom here with the ends, and then tuck this in behind the little pompadour here. And then you get kind of like a cute, you know, 50s style look too. So there's a lot of ways you could change it up. You could add a flower, or you just keep it as is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.